Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating concept: why you shouldn't work more when life gets expensive. Instead, you should sell more. We're going to completely flip how you think about leveraging assets to finance your lifestyle. Most of us are taught from day one that if we want something extra or if a surprise bill pops up, we just have to grind harder. We trade our time for a little bit more cash. But right now, we're looking at a totally different framework. And to really wrap our heads around how powerful this is, let's look at a pretty extreme but absolutely brilliant real-world example. Picture a highly successful marketer. Things are running perfectly smoothly, business is great. But then, life happens. He goes through a divorce and gets hit with this massive, totally unexpected financial obligation. We're talking about the kind of bill that would make most of us absolutely panic. So his business partner looks at this staggering number, does the mental math, and naturally asks, how in the world are you going to come up with that kind of money? For the vast majority of people, the answer is usually taking on a second job, getting a massive loan, or just working 80-hour weeks until you literally drop. But not this guy. His response is honestly legendary. He just calmly looked at his partner and said he wasn't going to personally pay the bill at all. Instead, he said, "I'm going to send the bill to my list." Now, at first glance, that sounds almost arrogant, right? Like, what does that even mean? But it actually holds this massive, game-changing secret about wealth and leverage. You see, he completely detached his own personal labor from his financial debt. He didn't view himself as the mechanism to pay it. He saw his assets as the mechanism. Now, obviously, he wasn't talking about literally stuffing his lawyer's bill into envelopes and mailing it out to his customers asking for a handout. No way. What he did was so much smarter. He created a brand new, incredibly valuable offer specifically for his existing audience. He promoted it to his loyal followers, and the sudden surge in revenue from those sales completely wiped out his massive debt. Think about that for a second. He didn't sit at his desk for 100 extra hours. He just leveraged an asset he already built to generate capital exactly when he needed it. And this perfectly highlights the stark contrast between traditional job income and asset revenue. In the old model, job income, every single time you have a new expense, whether it's a bigger house, a new car, or just a surprise medical bill, it demands more of your personal labor. You are the bottleneck. But with asset revenue, more expenses just mean creating new offers. You don't have to bleed out more of your own time. You just require your business engine to produce a little bit more output. So the real, deeper lesson here is how we actually define an asset in this context. We're not just talking about traditional things like stocks or real estate. We're talking about an income-producing entity, like a business, or in his case, a super engaged, loyal audience. It's something capable of generating additional revenue precisely when your expenses increase. It's basically a living, breathing financial tool that you can dial up on demand, so you never have to sacrifice your weekends or evenings just to make ends meet. To escape that exhausting trap of trading your time for money, the source material lays out this elegantly simple core principle. It really boils down to 3 absolute imperatives: build a list, build offers, build a business. If you focus your professional energy right there, you're essentially building a fortress around your time. You're constructing a machine that pays your bills for you so you don't have to pay them with your own sweat and stress. Okay, so what does this look like in practice? How do we decouple our time from our income? Well, there are 3 practical steps here. Step 1, build an audience. Step 2, build multiple offers. And step 3, let the resulting revenue absorb your expenses. Let's break these down a bit so you can see exactly how you might apply this to your own life. All right, step 1 is building an audience you can reach directly. This is your list. Because you own the distribution, you aren't paying a massive tax to algorithms or social media ad networks every time you have something valuable to share. You're eliminating that huge friction of customer acquisition costs that drags down so many businesses. Instead, you can instantly communicate with people who've already raised their hands and said, "Hey, I'm interested in what you do." It is leverage in its absolute purest form. You avoid starting from zero every single time. Moving to step 2. You need to build multiple offers around that audience. You don't want just one single thing to sell, right? You want a whole suite of solutions. This could be physical products, digital courses, consulting services, really any legitimate solution that solves a specific, pressing problem for them. You just listen closely to what your list is struggling with, and you build the exact bridge they need to get over it. Your offers are basically just you monetizing your ability to solve their problems. And here is the real magic of step 2. By providing these highly valuable solutions, you're creating countless opportunities to generate revenue.
but without adding more grueling hours to your already packed schedule. Think about it. If you create a digital product or a scalable service, selling it to 10 people takes roughly the exact same amount of your personal time as selling it to 1,000 people. You've completely separated your earning potential from the ticking clock. You're scaling your value, not your labor.
Finally, we hit step 3, which is really the ultimate goal we're driving toward here, letting your business revenue absorb those ever-growing life expenses. When your business becomes a true asset, one that can produce extra income on demand, your entire life changes. A broken furnace? A huge spike in the cost of living? Maybe you just want to take a really nice vacation. It no longer means you have to log extra shifts. Instead, you can look at your business and ask, okay, how can we generate the revenue to cover this? Whenever a new expense pops up, you'll experience this complete paradigm shift. You move completely away from that exhausting, limiting mentality of I have to work more to afford more. That's the old way. You transition fully into this empowered mindset of I need my assets to produce more. And guys, this new way is exactly how wealthy people operate. They don't sit around calculating how many extra hours they need to work to buy a boat. They ask which asset is going to buy that boat for them. The bottom line from the source material is a really powerful warning against the default path that society kind of pushes us all down. It's a warning against building a lifestyle where your personal time is just constantly held hostage by every new bill that comes in the mail. Time is literally the one resource you can never, ever get back. If every financial hurdle requires you to give up more of your finite time on Earth, you're losing the game, no matter how high your hourly rate might be. So I'm going to leave you with this to really chew on. The next time life hands you a massive, unexpected bill, or maybe you just want to seriously upgrade your lifestyle, how are you going to handle it? Are you going to pay for it with your precious, irreplaceable time? Or are your assets going to step up and handle it for you? Start building your list, start building your offers, and take your time back. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this completely changes how you look at your next big expense.